just so I remember verbally, pretty please, one more time, that Raven story, that trickster.
Oh, yeah. So he, before he became known as a trickster, like his existence as the trickster is sort of like the sum of all of his adventures and the things that he did. And I would say the other thing I think I mentioned is that there's a real misunderstanding of him as the creator, but I think the proper understanding, IMHO, is that creation happens around him, but he's not doing the creating per se. But yeah, before he became that trickster, he is sort of kind of withdrawn, just a normal kind of person. And he went to his uncle's place, and his uncle wanted to throw a big feast for him and kept on bringing out big platters of high bush cranberry or grease, and he wouldn't be able to eat any of it. He wasn't hungry, and they'd sit it in front of him, and these two large guys that guarded the door, they're big black guys, and they were actually porpoises, is what they were, but they were able to eat whole platters to themselves. And Raven knew that, at this point in his life, he was actually a man, and he was being called Nungkilslis Linge, that actually means he who is going to be called Nungkilslis. So he who is going to be called he whose voice is obeyed. And so he would eventually he asked these guys how they're able to eat that, and they don't want to tell him. They suggest that it could go terribly wrong, but he insists, and because he's a high class person, they couldn't refuse him. And so they told him they put scratches on their body, and when it scabbed over, they pick that off and eat those, and then after that you could eat as much as you want. So he did it, but then ever after that he was always ravenous, always needing to consume, had this appetite that was just never satisfied. And that's kind of what has carried forward and got him into all the trouble that he's ever gotten into. And those appetites extended beyond just food, right? His sexual appetites, just appetite for prestige, all the kinds of appetites you might have.
Oh, that's awesome, man.